Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Let's Play Strong. So I'm your host, Chan Sullivan, joined by my co-host, Jacob London and Jeffrey Kahn, and special guest. I'm glad we finally got to have him on this season, and God picked a hell of a week to do it. Eric Muller is back.
I know you said this every other time. You're like, "Oh, this is going to be the perfect week for you, Eric," and something kept falling into place. But I'm glad to finally be here.
Oh yeah, no, like honestly, I think
it was a
this
perfect
was
week.
the perfect week.
There was a perfect week 4 weeks ago, but it didn't.
for
that was
you.
a great game.
I mean, the Lions didn't lose that much this year.
But yeah, we are here with the regular season finale of Left Side Strong Side. This is looking at week 18. The playoffs are now officially set. If you tuned into our stream yesterday, we did talk about the teams that have been eliminated. So we're not going to touch on like the useless games.
Can we touch on one thing that happened?
We'll talk about this. Yes, but we'll talk about that.
Firing between yesterday and today.
Yes, when your team can't even do Black Monday right.
Well, they didn't want to fire a black coach on Black Monday. That just seems
It's true. The Patriots didn't even do that.
The Patriots, I guess black coaches are immune to Black Monday. They get fired the day before, the day after. They don't get fired on that Monday.
Yeah. Look, this kind of felt inevitable. He's been. I personally think he's been overmatched all year. I think it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing with Mayo. You've just. Like, I understood the hiring in the first place, but you've both felt like it was both hirings felt like it was you were always the pick. And then because of where the market kind of is at the moment and how many, because of how many people there are that would be very good head coaches allegedly, while also how few jobs there actually are available, I think that's also played a part in the Raiders doing this.
There's also this did give me a theory of what's going to happen in the draft, like what's going to happen going forward. Because I put it on a group chat. What I think is going to happen now, I think that Cam Ward is going to go first overall to the Titans because Shedeur just does not seem like a Titan to me. I don't think he seems like a Titan to Tennessee either.
No, but not only does it not feel like does he not feel like a Titan? It feels like we could get a Manning situation. There has never been a situation more than this right now where we could have someone throw their weight around and be like, I am not going there. Why? Because Deion Sanders is my fucking father. Like, yeah,
I think that Cam Ward goes first overall in Tennessee. And then the Raiders are going to make a play to go to second overall, take Shedeur Sanders, and guess what? Dad's coming too.
Yep.
It was
the delight of all Raiders fans, I'm assuming.
That's to the delight or dismay of all Raiders fans. I don't know. Where's Nancy on this?
I've been on that from the start of the year, where I've always thought if Shedeur ended up in the Raiders, Deion was coming too. It was that or the Cowboys if he ended up going. Like, if they didn't sign Dak originally, I always thought, maybe the Cowboys or maybe the Giants. They were the three that I thought Shedeur could go to and Dad's coming to. But yeah, it makes the most amount of sense. The Browns, congratulations, you have the single biggest lottery ticket right now, and you can do whatever you want with it.
You want. Yep.
You've got a winning. You've got a very winning lottery ticket, and you can sell it for whatever you want.
But let's be real, it's Joe Shane. I don't think he's going to sell it for as much as he probably could.
No. And this is again. I have a feeling. I think a big reason why Antonio Pierce wasn't fired yesterday was because they were anticipating 8 or 9 vacancies, and
there's only 5.
And there's only
as of right now, there's only 5.
As of right now, there's only 5, and because of that, they've kind of gone, "Oh, we're going to get someone. Okay, we're going to get someone back." Like there is, because look, let's be real, the Raiders not a great gig. I think people know that it's not a great gig. It's a long rebuild. It's a tough rebuild. Like, and you're in Vegas. You're gonna have to deal with not a a particularly well-liked owner. Like there's a lot about the Raiders that isn't a great gig. So they probably, I reckon a big part of the reason why they thought, oh, we're not going to fire Antonio Pierce is because we're going to get the 8th or 9th best guy. And the 8th or 9th best guy is probably about the same as Antonio Pierce. Now, there's a
5th or 6th.
A real chance you could get someone decent. So,
yeah. The thing is, if that happens, Giants, God help you.
Oh God.
Well, you proposed they trade for Brock Purdy, which was
which I do think I could see a trade for Brock Purdy.
That's I could see it too. I could see it be like that. I could see happening.
Also, I misspoke. I said it's going to be Joe Shane. They're not going to sell for a lot. It's not. It's Andrew Berry.
No,
we know Brock Purdy can play in the club.
Oh yeah,
Andrew Berry.
But the other, like, okay,
which
so
you thought Brock Purdy was bad in San Francisco. Imagine him on the Giants.
Well,
yeah.
Although
he'll have a decent offensive minded head coach. Like, Daboll's a really good quarterback coach. I don't care what anyone says. Like, he is a good quarterback coach. So
it would be Shanahan.
Yeah.
The thing you touched on just now, I don't think you're a banner of it, but something I do want to bring up real quick. I brought the Dallas Cowboys. That's what did something very interesting to me. The Bears wanted permission to interview Mike McCarthy, which that in itself hilarious. Did that. The interesting thing about the part is that Cowboys said no. Now, granted, he's going to be a free agent in a few days anyway, but the fact that they denied
he becomes free agent. So
but the fact that they denied the interview makes me wonder, like,
if you read
are they going to keep him?
I think denying the interview was Jerry going, I've got all the cards right now, and I don't want him going to the Bears and suddenly the Bears being like, we want you. Here is X amount of money that Jerry then has to match. Like, I think that's what it is. I don't know, like, them denying that McCarthy goes for an interview with the Bears, to me isn't a signal either way of whether or not they're keeping McCarthy.
Why would you deny it if you're not going to keep him?
Because I think I genuinely think Jerry doesn't know. I genuinely think right now Jerry doesn't know if he is keeping Mike McCarthy as his head coach.
That in itself is a problem.
Yes. That's just Jerry.
I am not giving Jerry Jones like a benefit of the doubt or anything and being like, oh yeah, he knows what he's. No, the man's a fucking moron. He's an 80-plus-year-old moron. He just. But I think he doesn't know the answer, and I think he's spending this week going through and deciding, do I want to keep Mike McCarthy? I think he's going.
He's all
in on figuring out who my head coach is.
I think he's going to spend this week having unofficial interviews with people, as in, like, he won't do formal interviews because he can't, but he'll have unofficial talking in back channels, like who would actually be interested, to find out if anyone's interested. Because if none of them are, because it's the Cowboys and it's Jerry Jones, he's not going to want the embarrassment of, we fired Mike, like we essentially didn't rehire Mike. Oh, sorry. We let Mike McCarthy go to the Bears, and then we got
Antonio
who? Like, you know, like we got
Doug Peterson.
Well, that one maybe, but like we got college OC to be named, like someone who is not, because it's the Cowboys. Jerry wants a Super Bowl winner or someone within the Cowboys family. He's not getting Dion, and who else? Like, unless Tony Romo goes, "Hey, I want to be a head coach."
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
I don't know.
That'd be funny.
Who in the Cowboys lexicon really is like, I want to be part of this team. I want to head coach this team. Like,
it's probably gonna be like Kellen Moore. Watch it.
Kellen Moore's the one. Is the one
that's who Jerry was prepping for a long time, and then he left.
Kellen Moore is one I didn't think of. Like, that is a possibility, but the unfortunate, like, I read there's a part of Jerry that's pissed off that the Texans that the Eagles didn't get the number 1 seed because he can't talk to them now. Like, because if he did, he could have the unofficial, hey, are you interested? Like, but yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, Antonio Pierce, look, you tried. You really tried. Yeah, nothing to work with, but you tried.
I learned he can't go back to coaching in college because he's banned until 2032.
Oh, is he actually?
Yeah.
For what?
He's banned. He's
banned
a
recruiting scandal or something.
Yeah, for recruiting.
Right. It was him and Herm Edwards.
Until next
Herm Edwards,
next
right.
year, I think.
He can't go to college.
Yeah,
look,
he has to find something in the NFL.
With Antonio Pierce, sorry, I was going to say really quickly with Antonio Pierce, like I credit Mark Davis for trying to, right the wrongs of the Rich Bisaccia fiasco when he should have hired him. Right. But he's like, oh no, I'll get the interim coach. This guy, he picked the wrong interim coach.
It worked the second time. Yeah.
Like I said, I think the Rich Bisaccia, it would have been the same problem. I don't think Rich. Like,
they don't have a quarterback.
No, but I think it would have been the same problem because you would have had Derek Carr at quarterback. You would have had there would have been the same level of problems.
Also, I don't know if Carr would have been run out of town.
That's the other thing. Carr probably isn't run out of town.
It starts the chain reaction of
But I just think this was. I'm not actually going to give Mark Davis a lot of crap for this. I think he has done every move he possibly could, but while being dealt with 3 pretty bad hands after his original fuck up. Like, I think that's what he's made the best of the situations he has, because again, like I said yesterday, they got dealt the bad hand of in a 6 quarterback draft. They were the 7th team. Like, that's just you're unlucky there. Like, who on you had?
No one would have guessed that 6 quarterbacks would go.
Yeah, it was like you were the we're the 14th pick. We'll get one of them. And they just didn't.
Right. The Falcons screwed them over. It's great.
Yeah, and then so there was that problem. You obviously had you then had injuries galore, and you had the Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams, I think they actually turned that around and into a big positive. They got a higher pick than they had any right to get for Devontae Adams, and they did, and they got off the contract. The Jets were dumb enough to be like, "Oh yes, we'll take that entire contract. Thank you.
We're gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we're gonna turn the season around."
Yeah. So again, I don't think this season has been the complete and utter disaster that others are saying, but I also think
the quarterback.
But I think this was the only move they could make.
Yeah.
All right.
What's next?
First up, we had our Saturday game. Jesus.
This was closer than it should have been for like 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And then Bailey Zappi.
Bailey
Zappi happening.
That 20-point spread was looking like, oh yeah, no, it was like 20-point spread was way too high. That's why you never have a 20-point spread. That was the dumbest thing Vegas could have done.
And then just laid down.
And then the fourth quarter happened, and then the Browns went, "No, we took the over. Like we took Ravens -20. So here you go."
They were like, "No, we're going to get the first overall pick. It's going to be great."
Yeah.
After this,
Titans.
I don't have much to say about this other than
I'll give respect to one person, Michael Pierce. Michael Pierce.
Oh, the big man. Oh yeah, we got a big man interception.
Got an interception. Saw how far you got to go. You know what?
Out of gas.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
That was funny.
One thing. Look, okay.
The Zay Flowers injury. We gotta mention.
Yeah, that's an issue.
That is the Zay Flowers injury. I think it. Look, I don't think he's there this week. To be fair.
Yeah, they have to advance for him.
I don't think he's there. It's kind of just you can sit this week. And then it's a big game against the and then it'll be a big game against the Bills. And that's
it's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, look, if it's not, and we'll talk about it later. If that is not next week, something disastrous has happened. like something.
I mean, not having Flowers is going to hurt a little bit.
So. Yeah. So, my other takeaway for this. Actually, the thing that I kind of took away from this for 3 quarters was
Zappi sucks.
Well, no, Lamar didn't play amazing. Lamar was okay, and very much you could see he was in reserved, but it was like,
take it easy.
but it also just made me go, oh yeah, no, he's not getting MVP. There, like this was that game where it was if Lamar wanted MVP and thought he could get it, this was the six touchdowns. I'm going nuts. Derrick Henry's getting the ball one time in the entire game because this is my game.
He knew he didn't have to.
And he never did it. And again, I'm not going to criticize him for that. It was you don't want him going all in and then, hey, I don't have an ACL anymore. Like you would rather give up MVP and be healthy. So yeah.
I mean, Ravens again. You're looking really, really good.
Locked up the division.
Locked up the division. Yeah. Congratulations.
And with that, officially for the third time since we've had 4 divisions, for all 4 winners the same from last year. In the AFC.
That's wild.
Happened 3 times.
Crazy.
Well, today Texans tried their hardest. Texans tried their hardest.
They did. All right, Chance. Let's rip this Band-Aid off. So do you remember last week when we said this was the biggest game of the year so far for the Steelers? Yeah. And it was the most important game. And all you did was you just had to look good. You actually, you were like, I actually don't really care about winning. I just have to look good.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel?
Didn't look good.
Did not look good.
I mean,
better didn't feel good.
Defensively, they actually played better.
Yeah, you have Joe Burrow to 19 points.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's really good.
With minor victory.
Held Joe Burrow in that offense to 1 touchdown all game.
That's not bad.
Yeah. No, not bad at all. Like, I do think. Also, I got the notification. The Niners fired their DC. Good riddance.
Oh, they did. Okay, sure.
but back to this game. The defense did what they needed to do. Problem is, stay with me, folks. Offense did not deliver. Oh my God, they did not deliver.
George Pickens.
That's the concern. It's not. Look, Wilson was bad. And we can talk about that 2-minute drill because holy fuck,
you burn a minute and 20 seconds of clock to gain 15 yards.
Okay, I'll come back to that because Pickens in this game was unrecognizable. Now I don't know if that was the injury, if that was Wilson playing bad, or what it was. But he had the ball in his hand 4 times, and just
drops,
like bad drops.
And again, that's what it's uncharacteristic because he doesn't drop those balls,
and that's
It's against the Bengals defense as well.
That's the other thing. 17 points against the worst defense in football is not good. No. But it does ask the question, right now, and we'll probably get more into it next week when we're talking about the teams eliminated. But in all seriousness, when it comes to Pickens, was that a symptom of an injury, Wilson, or I don't want to be here?
Mm-hmm.
And that's and I don't know the answer.
Wide receiver being
I don't know the answer.
Unheard of.
Right? That's
never.
I don't know the answer. I will say if we don't perform next week against Baltimore, Russell Wilson is done in this city.
Oh,
I'm done.
100%. He ain't going back.
Not for the money he's going to want. Because he's running and look, I don't think not for the because here's the thing, you got him this year for $1 million.
No,
and realistically,
bargain.
Really good buy. It's actually been a really good buy. For $1 million,
$1 million, I'll take his production.
Yeah, for what he has given you for $1 million this year has actually been a very good buy.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that $1 million expires at the end of this year, and because of the way that the cap works, Russell Wilson next season doesn't get cash. He got his cash already. So while he's technically on the books for the Broncos this year, he's already been paid it. So he's going to want to go get paid somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to be like, hey, we can give you $1 million. Now you might be able to because, if he sucks next week, then hey, yeah, Russell Wilson may
You get a
only
huge
be
discount.
for $1
Even though it
million.
really is a huge discount.
There may not be another team that's like, yeah, we'll give you money.
The prove it deal.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's we are talking about several quarterback needy teams right now, and you do have two that are off
you
contract.
could just re-sign Fields.
Yeah, so that does become a thing. And then
I think that the frustrating thing about this is the fact that I thought this team was different. Like a few weeks ago, we were 10-3. The world was our oyster. We had everything in front of us, and then we just fucking cratered. And going 10-7 was fine last year. We had to deal with the QB trio of Kenny Mittens, kissing titties, and Rudolph the red zone reindeer.
Did you just come up with that, or have you had that for a while?
That's been necessary.
Okay.
Actually, it's a bit of both. Point is, when we had the Three Stooges at quarterback, that's fine. Winning 10, impressive.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
When you have a dude who's like a multiple-time Pro Bowler, I mean, even for like 11 games, you expect to do better than this.
Yeah, I think people got into a bit of a, and myself included, I will 100% own that I fell into this as well. I think when you remember at the start of the season, we all went, oh my God, that gauntlet in the back half. And we all went, if the Steelers suck at the start, that gauntlet's going to destroy them. We knew this run of 7 games was going to be rough.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, and
it was rough, and it was.
That's what I mean. We all kind of
they've won enough in the first
false
half.
sense of security because they went 9-1 or whatever it was in that beginning part, and we were like, "Holy shit, the Steelers are good." No, that was just the easy part of their schedule. They didn't have hard like they had a couple of tough games. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to dismiss. Like there was a couple of good wins in there. There's a couple of really good wins in there, but like. It wasn't this. It wasn't this gauntlet. We knew that this gauntlet was coming. I think we all just got into a bit of a lull of because take this. Say the Bengals game's here, but say that Chiefs game's not on Christmas. It's back in September, and then the Eagles game's in October, and it's kind of a bit more spread out.
Right.
I don't think this season feels quite like the failure that it does right now.
No, yeah, it is having all those like condensed at the back half.
Yeah, I think it feels like a fail, but it also probably doesn't feel like the success because I don't think if that all happens and you get to Thanksgiving and instead of what were you were like 8-2 or something at Thanksgiving or like I can't remember.
At Thanksgiving we were I think we were 10.
If you were like 6-4, but you didn't have the gauntlet, then
that's what. But if instead you were 6-4 and you still ended the season 10-7, we're all going. It's another Mike Tomlin year. Like that's what it's like. Oh, Mike Tomlin, he gets it. He can get him over the line, but I like he's a really good coach, and he took Russell Wilson and Justin Fields to this point. Yep, cool. I think it becomes one of those seasons, but instead, because you had the gauntlet at the end, it's gave everyone, including me, Steelers fans, everyone this like, the Steelers are going to be awesome this year. The Steelers are going to be fantastic. They're going to run into the playoffs. And it's like, no, the Steelers are still the Steelers are better than we thought they would be. Because like a lot of
people thought they were going to absolutely suck.
Yeah, and they weren't. And I don't know if a Mike Tomlin team can absolutely suck.
No,
I just
don't
think it's possible. But
I mean, look, if Duck Hodges didn't do it, then Russell Wilson wasn't going to.
Well, like,
he's seen his fair share.
Yeah, like 6 weeks ago, saying that the Steelers could win the Super Bowl wasn't okay, Grandma. That's you're not insane. Like it wasn't one of those takes. You right now say the Steelers can win the Super Bowl. You're patting you on the head and we're checking you into a mental ward.
You're getting
like it's like okay, all right, we're checking you for CTE. Something's wrong with you.
There was a time where you can say where the Steelers win the Super Bowl this season wasn't like crazy.
Yeah. And
they had the division. They were in the driver's seat.
But I think that if the Chiefs and the Eagles game and one of the Ravens game was earlier in the season, I don't think there's ever the discussion of the Steelers could win the Super Bowl. I don't think we ever get to that level, except Steelers fans in week 1. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where I went with this.
I hate the schedule maker for what they did to us this year because
maybe next year they'll atone for.
I blame them for what happened.
They gave me false hope.
Maybe next year they'll give you a much easier one
because it's funny, like,
or they'll spread it out more.
I think if they, and this is the cruelty of it all, I think if they had spread it out, and like you played the Ravens in September, the Chiefs in October, and then Eagles November, like you had one of those three, like those three games, you had them earlier in the season.
Might win one or two of those.
You could win.
Like but if that happens right now, this weekend we're going. Steelers got a chance. Steelers got a real this becomes everyone's favorite upset alert. It's like, I'm getting 8.5 points with the Raven. With a Raven Steelers game. Oh, give me the points. 100%.
I mean, to be fair, it still could be because it's divisional. And
I know, but I don't. But I think right now, even the Steelers fans are going, "We're fucked." But I don't think that happens if those games are earlier, which is stupid to think about. But because of how bad this 4 weeks has been, it's just kind of made everyone go like,
from the
and it's just interesting.
But, yeah,
anyway.
I just again we'll talk about more if we do end up losing next week because like this team I have a lot of questions as to what happened, what is happening, and where do we go?
Yeah,
and again, like this. The shitty thing about watching the Steelers play, even the game where it looks like we get dog walked, like I know both the Ravens and the Chiefs game were up in multiple possessions. You watch those games, like they're closer than the scoreboard looks. Like they were never out of it.
No,
they always have chances to win the games. They just consistently fail to for one reason, they consistently fail to capitalize.
Yeah,
this is another one like. The Bengals were begging us to come back and win this game.
Okay, I said I'll talk about it in a bit, but I now need to talk about it. 2-minute drill. If I swear to God, if Caleb Williams or Trevor Lawrence or any of these other rookies had done that 2-minute drill, we'd all be screaming, "Cut them now!" Like it was, it was horrific. It was so dumb. It was, and like. And I'm not blaming Tomlin for this whatsoever, but I'm blaming Arthur Smith.
Yeah, Arthur Smith. Yeah.
No, we know who to blame. It's
future Jets head coach Arthur Smith.
Yeah,
it's part Russell Wilson, but a big part Arthur Smith.
Yeah. Okay. 3 years ago, it's still in our fucking intro video. It was Mike Tomlin bad. Mike McCarthy bad. It was that level of just like Cowboys in the playoffs 2-minute drill where it's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And and again, if and the stupid thing is, if Pickens catches that ball, we're all gone. The whole mood changes and everyone's being like, we won. Yeah, it was ugly, but it was a divisional game and we're going into the playoffs with a win. But because he drops it, because if Pickens catches that ball, I can't imagine Freiermuth misses that kick. Boswell. Sorry, fuck.
The way he's been kicking this year, there's no way in hell.
Yeah, like that was going to go in. And that was going to be the game. And it was and Bengals. I know they were already missing the playoffs, but Zach Taylor's probably fired tonight. That missed catch. But again, Russell Wilson running up the field and just draining about a minute off the clock.
Freiermuth also did miss a catch he really should have had.
But even then, because it was on fourth down and the catch is short. Like the pass was short on fourth down. Like, what are you doing, Ross? Like, it wasn't.
Why does anyone throw short of the sticks on fourth down?
Short of the sticks. So if you're gonna catch it, he wasn't making it. He wasn't making it on fourth down. I don't. It was terrible. It was awful.
This is like we had a couple few weeks. It feels like Russell Wilson and Arthur Smith are catching up to us. I'm hoping that's not the case.
True selves.
I'm hoping that's not the case. We'll find out this week, but yeah, this is not good going into the playoffs.
No, really not. All right, I'm just gonna. You know what? Technically a loss. I don't care.
I mean, a loss,
we
but
slightly
hey,
covered it.
you
But
lost
also
the
a win.
battle, but you won the war.
We
did.
covered it. How
We already covered this one a little bit. I'm very happy. Well done. I really loved like Josh Allen, greatest day of his career, and totally like just easiest game of his career.
I came in for one snap and left the game.
Yep.
Watched Mitch Trubisky realize that he will always have a job in this city.
Always.
Like, look, Mitch
Apparently, they're
Trubisky,
good friends too. Alan.
yeah, like I'm fine with Mitch Trubisky being our backup, but at the same time, like Josh, don't ever get hurt. I'm begging you.
You say that now until you actually
need
Yeah,
him.
until I need him, and then I'm like, God damn it, I'm gonna touch
until
him.
something happens to Allen, he's out for the game that you really need to win. You got to throw out Mitch Trubisky to do it.
Yeah,
And trust me, as two people who are very familiar with Trubisky and me and Eric, that's a losing proposition.
Yeah, it's not great. So yeah, again, like, yeah, we've discussed that one in length. All right, Eric, I'm gonna let you just laugh.
Two teams have finished with the same divisional record.
That's the thing. The Packers are one block kick away from being 0-6 in the division all year.
It's the weirdest record I have ever seen ever because we have 6 losses. Oh, sorry, yeah, we have 6 losses, 5 of which are to 3 teams, 3 of the best teams in football, and 1's a divisional loss. But we won every other game. It's just nuts. It's one of the weirdest records ever.
Oh, I was texting my best friend. He's a Packers fan. I was just like, how did you throwing up every excuse, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you shouldn't lose the Bears.
No, we all say like the Packers can lose every game but 2, and those 2 wins will be the Bears.
Right. And that's still a successful season in Green Bay, but the fact that them and the Bears are 1-5 in the division just blows my mind. Because remember, earlier in the season, we were talking about the NFC North being the best division. Could all 4 teams make it? Because they all had the best records, and
then Chicago happened.
Right, then Chicago had to Chicago. And then, like, everyone's like, oh, okay, so it's just going to come down to the Lions and Packers. And then it came down to, oh, no. Packers are going to Packer this season, which is something that you never thought you'd say in your life.
Yeah, I'm not sure who the DC for Green Bay is right now. But
it's that Flute, the former head coach of Boston College.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Halfley.
Yeah, dude came out here doing his best Joe Barry impression. I don't know why you played so much soft coverage when they needed like 3 yards or less. And I think it's like
also like they just wanted to get out of the game without any major injuries, and unfortunately they had.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
they lost the game, but also might suffer some catastrophic losses in the corner.
Yeah.
Jordan Love banged up. Jair Alexander, we don't know if he's still playing. He didn't play this week. We also don't know if he's playing.
I think he's out. I think they said he was out for the year.
Oh, he's out.
He's on IR. Sorry, he's on IR. He's on. They put him on IR.
He hasn't played in a while.
He's definitely not back. And Christian Watson tore an ACL. Horrible timing. Look, there's never a good time to tear your ACL.
No.
Week 18 is awful time to tear your ACL.
That means you're not coming back to
go into the playoffs next week.
But not only that, week 18 tearing an ACL he's on his second year. Second.
Third.
Is this his? This is
third. Is that a third or fourth? Like he's been there for a bit.
This is his third year.
Third year.
Okay, so this is his. He's torn ACL in his contract year.
Yeah.
That's brutal. If there's a year to because now guess what? Tearing an ACL.
Not gonna pick up your option.
No, but he doesn't have one. He wasn't
a second rounder.
That's right.
It's the Green Bay. They don't draft wide.
They don't draft in the first round.
I forgot.
But who do you think we are? The Lions?
But remember, he's not going to play next year. Like a week 18 ACL tear generally means
you're not playing until late.
You're not playing until at a minimum
16.
week 10 or 11, and that's if you are fully. There are no problems with rehab.
No setbacks. No.
I know. I know Akers tore his ACL and came back to play that same season, but that's a fucking anomaly.
Well, yeah, that's insane. But so that's the big thing. Because look, that's the biggest thing in regards to the Packers is what the injuries cost. I don't care about them losing this game. Especially if the Commanders had lost, you'd be a little bit more pissed. If I'm
but like since the Commies won, like this was a wash.
It was a nothing game, and so I understand that.
For it.
Yeah, and that's the problem. They paid for it in the end in a nothing game. So
I mean, also at the same time, maybe they're playing for it in chess, giving the Bears a higher pick.
Exactly.
Well, I said that last week. It would be the most Bears thing in the entire world for them to win this game. The one game they actually don't want to win it. To win this game, which is
I think the Bears fans want to win. They're tired of losing the Packers.
Just didn't
I will admit though, when they fumbled that ball with 2 minutes to go, I went, "Oh my god, that's the most Bears way to lose this game." That is the most Bears way ever to lose this game. And yeah,
it's like the Bears were begging the Packers to beat them, but they just couldn't do it.
Yeah. All right. Real quick, I do want to touch. Actually, I might touch on. Well, so I probably won't touch on this game much, just because we'll talk more about the Eagles when we preview.
The wild card.
I did see the sign with people who said like we came 1,000 miles to watch Saquon break the record.
Yeah, well,
did you not hear? Well,
I was like,
maybe they bought their tickets already.
Probably
right.
Like,
they already bought them ahead of time, but
and they already made the sign. Like, we brought the sign. We made the sign. May as well take it.
That's unfortunate.
It's not doing anything else.
We'll talk more about the Eagles. Actually, like when we talk about the preview, because there's some actual genuine issues with the Eagles right now that
as of now, Jalen Hurts is still in concussion.
That's my point. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later because that is.
Are we getting Malik Willis versus Kenny Pickett in the playoffs?
Well, we'll see. So we'll talk about that in our preview.
We
talked about the Giants yesterday, but God, the Giants suck.
They're so bad. They're so bad.
All right. Next up, actually, this was an important game. Saints at Bucks.
Well, this was the NFC South double feature with this and the Panthers
Falcons. So we'll talk about those two. Actually, we'll talk about those two games. I want to talk about like the Bucks. Look.
For a while, the Saints were winning, and it looked just a little dicey.
Yeah, it wasn't looking good.
And they woke
up. It looked like shit. Are they about to? Are the Falcons about to like reverse Atlanta and go to the playoffs?
Like, oh god, is this going to be one of those like?
And the Bucks woke up and realized, oh wait,
yeah. But the game plan from the Saints was very clear. Oh, it's obvious they want to go to Mike Evans as much as they can, so they were like forcing Baker to go to anyone else. And he wasn't, and because his first read was always Mike, he was struggling for a bit in the game. The positive is, and I think we can all agree, the Bucks hit real well with Bucky Irving. Holy shit!
And McMillan.
Yeah,
McMillan's good too.
Those two, like again. I'm just gonna say this now, and I said it kind of yesterday. I'm done doubting the Bucks. Like for the last 3 seasons, we just keep doubting them and being like, "Oh, it's the Bucks." Nah, like, "Oh, at some point, the Bucks aren't gonna be good." Like they've got to rebuild after Tom Brady. They won a Super Bowl.
I mean, like, I've been one of Baker Mayfield's biggest critics, and I'm done. Like I'm willing to admit the dude is like, I'll say he's top 10 quarterback.
Right, he's playing like it. Like again, he's okay. There is a genuine argument right now that he is one of, if not the best quarterback in the NFC. One, like I think there is an argument.
One of, not the best, but one of for sure.
Not the
best. Let's top 3,
top 5.
Who's the NFC?
Who's in the NFC? I will go Goff. I will
Hurts.
go Baker, and I will go Hurts.
I would go Hurts.
Stafford,
Goff,
maybe. One other argument.
Stafford, maybe Daniels.
I need more time with Daniels before we start.
That's where like a healthy Dak Prescott.
I wouldn't even go that far.
I'll take.
No, okay, guys.
I'll take Baker even over healthy.
I take that back.
Yeah.
But still, Stafford. I give Stafford
easily a top 4. You can make an argument for top 3. I'll agree with that. But like, you're right. Everyone's always coming. I was like, oh, the Bucks are going like Todd Bowles. Is he a good head coach? Like that argument comes up, and like, oh, their defense isn't good, be good enough. And there's always like, yeah, but with the Bucks, and it's
There-
like
there
four
has-
times in a row they've won that division.
They persevere.
They know how to
They
hire
persevere.
OCs too.
They
my
do.
funny,
Wow.
and that's the other thing.
They know how to
The
hire.
last 3 seasons, they've lost their OC each year. There's a real chance they're going to lose one again this year. Like a real chance they're going to
They know
lose
how
it
to
again. So
Well, again, like one of those years wasn't due to him getting a job somewhere else.
no, I know, but like, but still, like, okay.
Hey, he interviewed for the Patriots
Okay,
job
so
today.
I'm
No, he did. He did.
This is look. I'm just going to gush. This is more just me gushing over Baker because I really love Baker Mayfield as a quarterback. Like I really do. I've loved it. I've really loved him. Like everywhere he's gone.
Sorry, I live in Ohio. I just laugh at the Browns every time.
But like,
As we all do.
Hey, look,
thing-
that run from the cops is generational.
but like the thing that we, that we criticize organizations all the time with rookie quarterbacks is, you've got to have continuity with your OCs. You've got to have continuity with like who's developing these guys. It's what's gonna, there's a real chance the Bears are going to destroy Caleb because of that. There's a real chance.
What? The Bears filling up a quarterback?
Yeah,
I have
but, like,
never seen that before.
There is a genuine, real chance that
Caleb show up on the Steelers roster.
But
I think we've said that before.
The Jags have destroyed Trevor Lawrence because of that, because they just
Because you started with the worst thing
so much.
ever.
Baker has had, I think it's something like 10 OCs. Like he's had a ridiculous amount of just changes in coach, and he's still Baker. Like this is who he's always been. Like again, you're right. He's got a hard ceiling. I 100% will admit he does have a pretty hard ceiling, but that floor is nowhere near as bad as it could be. And
Sometimes he's prone to like multiple turnover games.
He is.
Sometimes he reverts back to Cleveland Baker, but more often than not, it's like Baker now.
It's not.
But and look, these guys are going to be scary in this playoffs because you saw it with the great. Like I will give this team all the guts in the entire world and all of the praise for what they did for Mike Evans. That was incredible.
Of course.
That was genuinely incredible.
It wasn't looking good for them to get it, and then they got the ball back with 30 seconds.
No, but that's my point. Because again, it would have taken if Todd Bowles had said, "I can't risk it. I can't risk a playoff spot," because at that point the Falcons hadn't lost. At that point, no. But not only that.
But at that point, you are also 2 scores.
Well, it's also a one-score game. You throw an interception.
Your one score. And you're all lining up. And what is the most obvious thing in the entire world that is about to happen? And if you're the Saints, what do? Hey, let's have 5 guys just run at Mike Evans and try and get a pick 6. Because if they get an interception there, they're getting a pick 6. There was no one in the backfield. It was like they're getting a pick 6. It could
That could have been, yeah, I agree.
It could have been disastrous, and I give Todd Bowles all the credit in the world for saying, "Nope, we're doing it. We're doing it for Mike," because I think it was more important for that team.
It's 5 yards. It's 5 yards.
No, I know, but like that's
no, I'm saying like it's worth the risk for 5 yards.
It was, yeah, and you could see how much it meant to that team when it happened, and like the vibes are immaculate on this team. I cannot wait for this game, for this playoff game. I can't wait.
I can't wait for this game for another reason. We'll talk about later.
Well,
yes.
I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be great. I think this is a This is a vibes team. This is a team that are absolutely playing for each other. And
we thought they were dead when they lost Chris Godwin.
And
Mike Evans for like 5
Well,
games.
and they would have been if Atlanta was anything other than Atlanta.
Yes, true.
Well, yeah.
Hey,
Luckily, when they got hurt, Kirk Cousins was about to suck.
Yeah.
Just remember, Bucks have wins over the Lions and the Eagles. So
that's the thing. Like that's the one team
past the
they
first
did
round,
not want
they're
in the
scary.
playoffs.
Yeah, it was, and the one positive that the Lions have is it's virtually impossible for them to play the Bucks until the
next
conference.
round. Yeah,
it's virtually impossible at this point. Like I think it's technically no, it's actually not.
It's not impossible.
There's no possible way. There's no possible way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be until the conference.
Yeah, so that's the one. Like honestly, that's the positive of the Rams losing for them is, hey, no matter what, we can't play the Bucks. But yeah, speaking of, let's go to the. We talked about this. Falcons.
You had to win.
Yep.
Also, I just want to say really quick, kudos to Bryce Young for like turning it around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. 100%. Like,
We thought the dudes would be selling used cars very soon. And
Yep.
not anymore.
he's got
Well,
a
I
gig
mean,
next
for
year.
now,
job. He's got the job.
Got a gig next year. And again, that's all you can really hope for in the NFL right now as a rookie is
Mhm.
I have a gig next year in the most important position in football. So
And
Now just get him a receiver who's not a geriatric, and you'll be fine. And a line, get him a line.
so so what he's saying is do not trade for Tyreek Hill. Just don't. As much and trust me, he's already the short price odd favorites of this is where Tyreek's going.
I thought it was assumed Tyreek's going to go to the Raiders. Because that's the most Raiders move.
That is the most Raiders.
That's
move.
a very Raiders move.
That is
He's also a very Vegas guy,
Right.
Yeah.
Like Al Davis would be looking down and smiling because he's looking
Yeah.
at that 40 time.
right?
Yeah. All right. This one technically a nothing game, but I just want to talk about the Texans just real quick. Like they kind of did what the Steelers should have done, which was okay, let's get a win going into the playoffs. Like they like
played
it
Stroud
wasn't
for
a
like
good
one
win.
drive.
It was
They
a
played Stroud
bad
for a
it was
drive
against a
and
bad
touchdown.
team, but like
That must be nice playing
least-
in the worst team in football for your
Yeah.
last game of the season.
yeah.
Let's
Like
just
a
look
team that
somewhat
was
good.
literally playing for nothing, but like they got a win, and that was kind of the thing like the Texans needed going into the playoffs was they just needed a win. So yeah. Talked about this one and like
It doesn't matter at all.
it literally didn't matter. Both these teams suck.
Yeah.
I think the story of this one was Pat McAfee being completely proven right with them not being in his suite, which that's a big deal. But then also, I can't remember the player who did it, but he walked either at the end of the game or after a touchdown, he walked over to the suite and shook hands with like nothing, and it was just one of those like, dude, grow up. Like you're a bad team, and everything he had said last week was 100% correct. You just don't like it. Because he called you all out. He called out your culture. But anyway, that's yeah. All right. Good win. It's kind of tough. This was again a nothing game as well because the Commanders benched Jaden. like
halftime or something, right?
They pulled. They at halftime they kind of went, fuck it, we lose this game. Like they did not care.
Yeah.
Mariota showed, oh no, I'm a backup for a reason. I don't think he played well at all. But
Mariota came out to make a question why the hell quarterback chose him.
Yep. And
he's the only one who agreed to do it.
and Trey Lance came out and went, "Hi, I'm the single worst draft.
Hey, I get to play."
Like honestly.
We do gotta talk about Jerry Jones swindling Cooper Rush out of money.
Well, that's true. Okay, he did, but he also didn't. If you actually so it was. Do you know how many snaps he had to have?
It's 52%.
Yeah, so it meant to get to 52%, he had to have 80 snaps in that game.
There's no way they're running 80 plays.
It wasn't
unless this is a shootout.
Technically, he did, but it was one of those ones where it's like it was never going to happen. I think that one was a bit of a storm in a teacup. To me, the story is just Trey Lance coming out and just being like, "Yeah, I am one of the worst quarterback picks of all time." Like this was just
imagine trading 3 first rounders for me.
Yeah, and like he again, I said this in the chat. We're gonna look back on COVID
screwed over
the Jets and the 49ers and both of these kids because Wilson was drafted way higher than he had any right to be because that BYU schedule was so easy that season that there was no chance in hell. If a non-COVID year, he is a 5th or a 4th rounder at fucking best. Like he gets drafted by someone as a permanent backup.
I mean, the winners of the COVID draft were the fans who were not Jets fans because the Zach Wilson memes were Those were worth it alone.
And then I think Trey Lance's career was so devastatingly hurt by COVID because he didn't play his final college year. He was
injuries.
He had also had injuries, so like he went 3.5 years without playing any form of football.
He was a permanent backup before he even got the chance to start.
Yeah, so like I like COVID. Yeah. Trey Lance is going to be probably the single biggest casualty of COVID when we talk about like quarterback projects. COVID destroyed his career. But yeah. All right. Next up, we talk about the team. So the Chiefs are still stuck on the runway.
I keep forgetting that that's the score.
They're still stuck at the runway and waiting for like Denver.
They were stuck at the airport.
Holy shit! Yeah.
I mean, look, shit. I mean, we might need to give Patrick Mahomes a little more credit because if this is what the team's like without him, holy shit.
It's also, no Chris Jones, no Travis Kelce. There's
almost all the big starters were
during this game. I messaged the group and I went, "Was Patrick Mahomes the MVP? Holy fuck!"
Because of this one game, he won in Week 18.
Like, Jesus Christ, this was so bad. Carson Wentz having any desire to be next season's Sam Darnold? Yeah, that ain't happening.
If
we knew it was a long shot.
You can do it with Andy Reid as your head coach.
Yeah,
you had a year learning behind Mahomes, and this is
you've had a year sitting. You had a year sitting behind McVay, and then you've gone to Andy Reid, and you still look this fucking shit. Like, dude, you're done. Like, that's yeah, that ain't happening. He's not
the whole like Nick Foles Carson Wentz redemption arc that we joked about happening.
Might have happened.
Might happen. That's definitely happening now.
No, it's basically, hey, you want to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs? Go snap Patrick Mahomes' leg, because guess what? Carson Wentz ain't saving this game.
I'm about to say, like, the Chiefs are now like making like prayer circles all around Patrick Mahomes to pray for his health.
He's gonna wear extra padding.
They're going to protect the bubble wrap.
But say that they can bubble boy.
Broncos. Look, I mean, I'm not reading too much into this game. I was a little.
You're playing against backups.
They played well. Like, don't get me wrong. They've played very well.
They got years of aggression out in this one game.
I knew it was the Chiefs were trying to let them win when they like tipped the ball up several times in the end zone, and then finally a Bronco.
I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the single greatest touchdowns I've ever seen. That was
like, are you trying to let them?
That was so good. That touchdown was like knocked up 3 times, and like it was it's a pick. No, it's a touchdown. It's a pick. It's a touchdown. Like, I was like, which one is this? That was amazing.
That was
Knicks. You could tell one of these teams was playing for a playoff spot. The other one did not give a fuck. And that's fine. Like Bengals fans bitching that, the Chiefs should be punished for not playing this game. Fuck off. Sorry, that's right.
There's other teams who did the same thing.
Yeah.
Why would they play this game? Why would they play this game?
Right. Like, okay, you want to know who you can blame?
Jack Taylor.
Yes.
Yes. You want to know, but the biggest person you can blame, you guys losing to the fucking Patriots week 1.
Yeah, we said it yesterday. That Patriots game destroyed both two teams.
It did. Yeah, you win that game. You're in the playoffs right now,
and the Pats had number 1 pick.
Yeah. So thank you for not winning that game. Broncos. Congratulations on your ass kicking to the Bills.
Yeah, first playoff since you made the Super Bowl. So congratulations.
Yeah, with a rookie quarterback.
7 years. Progress. Next up, Chargers at Raiders. This Chance was sitting there watching this game at the beginning, being like, "Give me hope."
I'm like, are they gonna do it? Are the Raiders gonna bless me again? And then now the Raiders
for a quarter they did. For a quarter they did.
It was looking close. It was looking like it. And I'm not sure what Taylor did. I don't know. She has Herbert shrine. She lit a candle on.
No, what's funny is she was at work because they had some training session that they had forced her to go to this week, and she was so mad because of this game was on at the same time. She was infuriated, and then suddenly, when they won, she was like, "Okay, cool."
All right, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So Chargers, well done. This was an important win because you had to it was an important win.
To play the Texans.
Congratulations, you're now playing Texans. You don't have to play the Ravens. You don't get hardball in week 1.
Yeah.
This was a prime candidate for the Chargers are going to charger it. Yeah, it was the Steelers have blown it. We've got to win it, and everyone kind of played their role. Quentin Johnson's looking like an actual wide receiver. I'm not going to go. Yeah, I'm not.
He had more yards than Cooper Kupp this year.
Yeah,
I mean, he played 3 extra games, but yeah,
I know, but yeah.
I'm not going to say he's a wide receiver 1 or anything.
No. Imagine the yards he'd have if he had consistent hands.
Yes,
he'd be a 1,000-yard receiver.
But that's what. But look, I just again the Chargers season just comes down to proving, hey guys, coaching matters. We all say that talent is the thing.
Reminder:
if you don't get your coach right, you're not going to be a good team.
Get your culture right.
Yeah, coaching matters. It's somehow one of the most underrated things in sport. The coach fucking matters in every sport, and especially the NFL, more so than probably any sport. Coaching matters. So yeah,
Staley just crying.
Yeah, Brandon said, well, hey, I mean, he may have just been promoted at the 49ers somehow.
He's finding his way back up the ladder.
Yeah.
Eventually he's going to be the Jets head coach.
Oh God, I'm actually a little bit shocked that hasn't been announced. That he hasn't been. Oh, we're interviewing Brandon.
Let's get Brandon Staley.
We're interviewing all the failed head coaches.
Johnson's kid get to hear this and he goes, this is a good idea. We should have.
Yeah,
I like that guy.
What's his coach ring on Madden? Motivator, solid defense, good time management. Let's go.
Good enough for me.
Speaking of, real quick, do we seriously did we all just see Aaron Rodgers' last game as an NFL quarterback?
No,
I'd say 50-50.
No.
Yeah,
I'm leaning towards no.
I'm leaning towards no, but we definitely saw Tyreek Hill's last game as a
Dolphin. He basically admitted as much.
Oh, he said that.
Yeah. So
when you're making Antonio Brown your Twitter profile pic.
Jesus.
That's
yeah. No, Tyreek is done with this team.
Yeah, Tyreek's not. But again, I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't really say this much last night. I have no sympathy whatsoever for Tyreek. None. Sorry, you chased the money. You wanted the money. You could have said the Chiefs offered you 22. The Dolphins offered you 25, and that $3 million was worth more to you than staying on the Chiefs and winning 2 extra Super Bowls.
Child support.
It's that simple, dude. You're on the Dolphins because you wanted $3 million. I don't feel bad for you whatsoever. You
wanted the money. He wanted to be the biggest star on the team. Yep. He wanted all that. He got it.
He wanted what? He wanted $1 million for each new kid.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. Child support.
But
kids aren't cheap, Jacob. Kids aren't cheap.
So yeah, I don't feel bad whatsoever for him. And, yeah. Yeah. We talked about these 2 teams yesterday. They're both train wrecks. Thank you.
A bigger extent.
In all seriousness, this game gave me life because I'm just like, oh God, you 2 are going to be disasters for the next decade. I'm fine with. I don't have to worry about either of you. It was that life affirmingness of just like, oh, I don't have to worry about you at all.
The team you have to worry about is the team that won the least amount of games this year.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about the one that beat us because you have a quarterback. Fuck. Seahawks at Rams.
We saw the return of Jimmy G.
He scored 25. He scored 25 points somehow. Okay, and
Sean McVay's his coach, so I mean.
Yeah, that's true. Look, Jimmy G, not a good quarterback. Not a good quarterback. Good vibes guy though. Clearly,
sexiest QB in the NFL.
Well, that's what he has vibe. The bet and it's the reason why Aaron Rodgers can never be a backup. It's the reason why Carson Wentz isn't a great backup. Their ego kind of ruins it. Yeah. The ego's just
doesn't really have an ego.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's kind of one of those I'm a backup and I'm getting paid money. I don't care. I'll sit here. It's the easiest job in football.
I've seen myself play.
Yeah, I've seen myself in the mirror.
I know.
So yeah, Seahawks. Too little,
I mean,
too late.
Good for Gino making all the bonuses.
Yeah,
End the season on a high note.
yeah.
Even if you're
Harsh. Like the worst part that Giants loss is going to haunt them. Like,
oh, that's true.
That Giants loss is going to haunt them because they could have been in the playoffs. Because I mean, we don't know because the Rams would have played all their players. They may have won this game, but like, oof.
Yeah.
And then last nothing game.
That is lopsided.
Okay, like
I mean, god damn Niners, we played more of a fight than this.
Yeah, I just gave up.
This was
Josh Dobbs. It was Josh Dobbs. Like
they did not care. They did not care.
Did not care whatsoever. Like Monday couldn't come quick enough. So
yeah. All these players saying like, "Get me the hell out of here! I don't want to be here no more."
Yeah,
Pearsall might be something for next year.
Yeah.
For what that's worth.
If he can just invest in good Kevlar, he'll be fine.
He looked pretty good these last 2 weeks.
Stop leaving his car. And
that's all the games. We don't have another game to talk about.
Wasn't there a certain game played
Sunday night?
Well, I don't know what it's not registering. It's not on my list.
A certain team from Motor City playing a game. Actually, if you're really quiet, you can hear zeros being erased of a Sam Darnold's next contract.
Oh yeah,
like Sam Darnold picked the absolute
this is going to be the one that determines his contract. It's the next one.
Yeah,
that's my thing. Yeah,
but it seems like this is not a good sign heading into the playoffs. Like this was the most important game of the season.
Aaron Glenn
and he
gave the blueprint on how to stop
this got Aaron Glenn a head coaching job.
So Zero's got to add to Aaron Glenn's contract.
Yeah, there you go.
The zeros went from Sam Darnold's contract to Aaron Glenn's contract and migrated.
So okay, Sarah, I'll let you guys talk, but I just want to say some things as the guy who very heavily picked the Vikings and was very embarrassed in this game. One, this as much as this loss is on Sam Darnold, and a lot of it is on Sam Darnold,
Credit goes to the defense.
The credit goes to the defense, but there is a criticism of Kevin O'Connell and the play calling because they were, hey Sam, hang on to the ball for 3-4 seconds. You've got to get it out quick. You've got to get this out quick. Like as soon as they saw what the Vikings were doing, so what the Lions were doing, there was no adjustment whatsoever. And I understand. And look, I get that you're limited by Sam Darnold, but there needed to be something easier for him right there where it's like, hey, check down to your tight end and just get 3 yards. Just constantly, like, because they were letting him. The throws were there and they were available. He just wasn't getting the ball out quick enough, and his progressions weren't going there first. And they needed to be told, hey, don't look for Jefferson. We're not beating them over the top.
That's a thing that happened often this year.
It did.
To be fair,
they took Jefferson out of this game, and instead it was like go to your tight end first, and he never did. If you watch it, Sam goes Jefferson, Addison, tight end, and it's like no, you've got to go him first because he's right there, and so that's concerning. But it's also fixable. Like, so I'm not that's kind of, this was a really, really bad game for Sam Darnold, but I believe Kevin O'Connell as a coach is good enough to adjust from this. And I think he is going to be good enough to be able to get Sam to be playing better. I agree with what you guys said that it's probably taken off a lot of money on Sam's contract. This was the single biggest game of Sam's career ever, like without question, this is the biggest game so far. Like it's the closest.
This was his first playoff game.
It was. It's the first playoff game he's ever played. I know it technically wasn't, but it was.
But yeah.
And I agree with you. This, if next week he beats the Rams and then goes into the Lions in 2 weeks and beats them, which again, I'm not saying is going to happen at all. I'm not saying that's going to happen. But if that very limited thing happens, then no one remembers this game. This game is forgotten very quickly from Sam Darnold's resume.
Yeah, that's
happening.
predicated on that happening. Like the thing to take away from this one of these teams played like they wanted the 1 seed.
Yeah.
One did not.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Vikings were fucking embarrassing in this game. Like you get inside the 10 4 times and you can't get into the end zone.
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculous. Against this defense held together by flex tape and the power of friendship. You can't do anything.
No.
Friendship is magic.
Friendship is magic. And yeah, I give all the credit to Aaron Glenn. But like Aaron Glenn was the star of this game. The fact he was able
100%.
to do this with this defense against this team.
Against this one of the best offenses in football. Like this season, the Vikings have been one of the best offenses in football.
I don't think Jefferson had a catch in the second half, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So
he only had 3 the entire. This was statistically his worst game against Detroit because he's always balled against Detroit. Like he's always had a great game. This was his worst game. 3 catches, 59 yards, if I remember correct. And like not only that, we also took away Addison. I think he only had 1 catch for 0 yards.
Yep. And again, look.
Crazy.
And there was something like I think 8 catches, like 8 throws in the end zone, and they were all bombed. Like that's the other big thing. Like the Vikings, and I didn't know this until afterwards because it was one of those like those tweeted stats. The Lions are the team that goes for it the most 4th downs during the game, which everyone knew.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but really,
I knew that.
What?
The Vikings were the least.
The
Kevin O'Connell went away from that. There were, they went away from that and they went, no, we're going for it on 4th down because they got scared. And both times that they went for it on 4th down in the end zone, in the red zone, sorry, it didn't work at all. And then they got some. I don't know if they would have gotten more points if they took the field goals because basically when they got it, they ended up going 3 and out and basically got the field goals anyway. So I don't know if that would have helped, but like that was a key thing is just they were making
go away from what you were doing already.
They were going like
what you were doing got you to 13 and 14 and 2.
Kevin O'Connell went to Detroit and played Dan Campbell football.
And that's
trying to
you tried to out Dan Campbell, and that's not going to work.
No one out Dan Campbell's out.
Yeah, and you can't do that. And I give all the credit in the world to the Lions. The flowers I'm going to give to the Lions. Best team in the NFC.
I mean, we're still doing stocks. Jameer Gibbs was the start of the week.
Jesus.
My God,
Holy
Jameer Gibbs.
He's so good.
Holy crap, he was.
We all thought that draft pick was odd. Yeah, no, that was right.
I did it.
Look, Jimmy, like that was a GM going, hey, I'm taking undervalued position. I'm taking the best player at this undervalued position. And that's what he was. And it's worked out. And he's done it 3 or 4 drafts in a row now. And it's worked out on basically all of them. To be fair, he was gifted the most no-brainer decision at number 2 of all time because the Jags are
because the Jags. I mean the Jags.
But like
he's gift wrapped a lot of players. Like he was gift wrapped. Penei Sewell. He was gift wrapped Aiden Hutchinson.
I mean, look. He was gift wrapped Penei Sewell. I'm not gonna lie. Like Aiden Hutchinson's the one that was genuinely bona fide gift wrapped. If it was okay, we got Jamar Chase instead of Penei Sewell. It's not the end of the world.
No, it's not.
Right, but like the Falcons could have used him over Kyle Pitts.
Well, yeah,
yes. Well, yes,
that's true.
But yeah, no, like Lions, like hats off to you guys. Like the team that really, really needed the bye week. They got it, and because of that, now you're getting Montgomery back.
Yep.
I don't know for the the division right, exactly.
For division
he's going to be back for the division.
Get Montgomery back. That can only help.
And not only that, like you get
Terry and Arnold's going to rest up. So.
You're getting players like one by one. They're coming back.
You get the bye. You avoid going to what would have been easily the most emotional game of the week because hey, it's the playoffs and the Lions have to play Matt Stafford. Apparently that's
Again,
just more now.
2 years in a row.
That's how they
This
have to
time
start
we
the
go to
playoffs.
their
We're
place.
destined.
Yeah, like so that would have been like if the Lions had lost this game, I like going to LA against Matt Stafford. That's not an easy game. That would not have been an easy game after an emotional loss like this. And it's why right now for the Vikings, that's not an easy game at all whatsoever. So yeah, Lions, you've got the number 1 seed. You now also have a fairly easy part. Not easy is the wrong word because in the NFC,
it's not easy for any team. Yeah.
In the NFC, none of them
have to play. So technically, they only have to play one game to get to the conference championship. Everyone else has got to play 2. It's one less game, one less risk of whatever.
One less game of somebody getting banged up again.
Going to accidentally get hurt.
But like, you're either playing the Packers, who you've shown you can beat, and you like. And while the score lines have been close, none of those games have been close. Like the Lions have always felt in control of both of those games.
Mm-hmm.
A Commanders team that would be a little frisky, but also the positive, like they're very much like the Lions. Hey, we don't have a defense, but so
inexperienced.
And we don't know what Jaden's going to be like.
You can play the Vikings again, which
Dan
Campbell said in
the
Vikings
again, which is definitely doable, is definitely possible, and you've just shown that we can beat them. I don't like that matchup in round 2. If I think that's going to be a tough matchup in a round 2. Like I think if out of all 4 of the matchups you can have, that's the one you don't want.
Yeah,
I don't think you want to play the Vikings again. Like even though this scoreline,
you never want to play any team three times in a year.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but
because know they're going to try to adjust.
That is true, but I think especially, I think this scoreline isn't indicative of what the game was for 3 quarters, because at halftime this was closer.
I think it was only like 10-9.
Yeah. Well, it was only that because they made a mistake on that kickoff and gave us the ball at the 40.
Yeah. Like the thing with this, like this scoreline's closer. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing the Lions because they absolutely deserve this.
You did plenty of that last week.
No, they were the better team. I don't want this to sound like it's like you didn't deserve this. You 100% deserved this win because you were the better team on the day, and your defense played and you made. It's not like you got lucky. You made your own luck. So that's the key thing to this. But Sam Darnold was in the red zone 3 times and didn't score a single fucking touchdown. Like that's
four
times. Sorry, 4. You're right.
Inside the 10 times.
But that's my point. And again, you make your own luck. The defense forced Sam Darnold to play that badly, but
other teams are not going to be that.
There were wide open players, and you don't know if that's going to happen. Like he's got now 2 weeks. Again, he's going to be studying for the Rams. But if they beat the Rams, that film, Kevin O'Connell is a good enough coach for me to be like, they're going to learn from that. You've just put on film how okay, Sam Darnold's got to learn to not do this again. And so I do think that is something where it's like, I would not want to play this Vikings team again. So yeah, I think right now Lions are really pulling for a Packers or a Commanders upset, because the 2 teams you don't really want to play are the Vikings or Rams out of everyone. Personally,
if they beat Stafford 2 years in a row in Detroit in the playoffs,
crowd's gonna go wild.
Well, it'd be 3 times in 2. No, it'd be 3.
3 times in
2 years.
Twice in the playoffs, but
3 times.
Yeah,
crazy.
But
sounds like I leave and now you're good.
You sons of motherfuckers.
Okay, and I know
ownership. Take Jets, Raiders, all these other horrible teams.
Yeah.
And I know Goff is playing fantastic, and the only reason this Lions team is this good is because of the picks that they got from the Rams. I'd have killed. Could you imagine Matt Stafford with this? With
this
team?
With Amon-Ra, Jameer
Gibbs. Like if Matt Stafford was on this team right now, we would seriously this would genuinely be one of the scariest teams in football. Like, and they
if
are with Jared.
Stafford's
They still
on the
are.
team,
Yeah, they still are.
the 72 Dolphins would still have still wouldn't be popping that champagne. They would just be.
I mean, look, I think you would have definitely won. I think you definitely would have won the Bills game with Matt Stafford.
Stafford literally beat the Bills the week before.
Yeah. And then the Bucks game's the other big question. And Dan Campbell put his hand up and said, I cost my team that game. So, and Goff didn't play great in that game either. So, like, you know, it's one of those big what ifs. But at the same time, you know, you do have to be like because of those picks from the Rams, you were able to build this team. So, like, it's kind of a double-edged sword.
It's the trade-off.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Those picks include Gibbs, Laporta.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't get those players most likely.
Exactly. So it's I kind of
you might still have Hawkinson though.
Well,
look, I like Hawkinson.
Shiny new toy of Laporta.
Alrighty.
We've come to this.
Wild card weekend. It's time the playoffs are officially here. We have 12 teams playing, all trying to vie for their spot in the divisional round next weekend, starting with our Saturday slate.
The traditional Texans.
Yeah, because of course, anytime the Texans get a playoff game, it's always 3 o'clock on Saturday. That's just how it goes.
I don't think it's this close.
I
don't think this game is that particularly close.
Yeah, no,
I think the Chargers win by at least a touch.
I think the Texans are about to get dog walked.
I'm not willing to say they're going to get dog.
Not dog walked.
I think
they'll win convincingly.
I think they win.
I don't think it's gonna be like 20 points, but I guess it'd be like 15, maybe.
No,
I think they win by at least 2 scores.
Okay. I think this is by less. I think this is less than a touchdown win for the Chargers. I think this is I think this is a tough, hard-fought game, and where afterwards just like, oh, the Chargers pulled that one out. Like,
at the same time, the Chargers defense gets to go up against that O-line.
Yeah,
that, I know. But look, hey, you look at the stat. Khalil Mack's been okay, hasn't been incredible. Joey Bosa has not played well this year.
Nope.
You actually look at what Joey Bosa has done this season. He has not played well. Again, he's going up against that interior line, so maybe he'll be fine.
Maybe he'll look good.
I know, and maybe he will, but like, he hasn't looked good. If the Chargers can get got, it's on the back end. I wouldn't be. Here's my look. I actually think Vegas has priced this right. I think this is one of those, because I think Chargers win by like 4 points. And I do think it's close. Like, I think, but I wouldn't be shocked. I really wouldn't. If the Texans pull this off, I wouldn't be like, oh my god.
I mean, if that does happen, I mean,
you're not.
That means the Chargers happened.
That means you're not gonna do the show next week.
But yeah,
Taylor Welch, you will be screaming.
Yeah,
we're gonna find Taylor crying in a corner.
Well, put it this way: I told Taylor what the spread was. I said it was -2 at 2.5, and her response was "fuck." Seriously, she don't like it. She does not like how.
Well, she's seen the Chargers in the playoffs.
Yeah, but she's seen the Chargers be the Chargers.
Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't like them. She doesn't like them being road favorites whatsoever. Which that's what this is. They're road favorites, and yeah.
Yeah, sure. All right. I mean, I'm still going Chargers.
Yeah, let's still go Chargers.
I'm going Chargers. I'm going Chargers by 4.
I'm going Chargers. It's just I know Chargers are going to charge, but at the same time, there's something wrong with the Texans. Like, they are off. Like, they can't do anything right, especially like when we only got Ravens on Christmas, and CJ hasn't been right since Tank Dell, his knee got destroyed.
Well, CJ hasn't been right. He's trying to coach Caleb Williams.
Right? Yeah. It's rubbed
off on him.
Like, to me, like, I think it probably will be close. It's probably going to be like that Lions-Texans games where like Texans should have won, but
they found a way to lose.
Right.
You're saying Justin Herbert's going to throw 5 picks?
Yeah, stonks.
If you win.
The other way around. The Chargers are the one who are down 25 points in the first,
and they come back,
and then come back and win.
That's how you expel the demon of Brandon Staley.
Exactly.
Stonks for this game. I think, yeah, let's go with it. Lad McConkey.
I think he has a good game.
Yeah.
I think he has a good game.
I should have Quentin Johnson. That was a misjudgment.
Then no.
No.
Yeah.
I think his crucial drop happens next week.
It'll be against the Chiefs, so yeah, of course.
Yeah, it'll be.
All right.
Up next. Yeah, so at first Raven on Prime. On Prime. Because we're a joke.
I was shocked by that. I was shocked this wasn't the Monday night game. I'm genuinely.
Well, they weren't going to make the loser of that Sunday night game play on a Saturday or a Sunday.
No, I thought it was going to be the loser was playing on was going to play the Sunday night game. I really thought Lions Rams or Vikings Rams was the Sunday night game, but because this just to me feels like an ESPN divisional game, Monday night football game, and
especially this rivalry for a third time.
I guess it also makes sense because they both played on Saturday, so you get the full week. So
yeah,
maybe.
Maybe, but I was shocked this wasn't the Monday night game. But you're right, relegated to Prime's not great. That's oof.
Yeah, I mean they're basically counting on this to be a wash. Okay.
Game,
look, if there's any drop of black magic voodoo that we have in our possession, we need to summon it now.
The positive you have
is no flowers.
Is that this week the Chiefs aren't playing, so the black magic's not being used for them.
It's not being used by anybody. The black magic is for the taking.
Yeah.
Like if we win this game, like I'll come up and be like, wow.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you,
happy.
If you win this game, if the Steelers pull this off, which again I don't think is going to happen.
I don't begrudge you for it.
We don't know.
If this, I don't like this line. I think it's
definitely closer than this.
I think it's closer than this line. If it does, the Lamar is Jake Harden, Joel Embiid. That commentary
that only gets louder.
It will be. Not only will it get louder, it will be defining his career. Like at that point, everyone will be like, the regular season's empty calories, and it will. I know that the MVP ballots are due today, so it won't actually matter, but it will instantly
going forward.
It will silence anyone who picked Lamar for MVP. Like it will just be instantly like the regular season doesn't matter because he does this in the playoffs, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think they are going to win this game, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's close. I really wouldn't.
No.
Unlike most weeks, I'm not going to begrudge anybody for picking the Ravens just because of what we've done the last few weeks. But my God, I just want to win a playoff game. Like I want us to go and win a playoff game. And look, this actually isn't an awful matchup. I know the Ravens have been playing great and we have been playing bad, but it is the Ravens. Like traditionally, we do play well, and they play pretty poorly against us. So if we can just pick ourselves up by our bootstraps, if we can go into M&T Bank Stadium and show the world that we are the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think they can come out with a win. I am picking the Steelers with absolutely no confidence, but that's what I'm doing. Is like, for the love of God, please.
Do you think Wilson should be the starter, or should they start with?
You can't switch to Fields now.
You can't. Yeah, you can't switch to Fields now. I think that.
Okay, like so straight. You don't think you can?
I don't think you switch to Fields now. I think what happens is Russell Wilson's going to play at least the first half.
Unless he looks awful.
If he's doing terrible and if the game is within like one score, I can see them putting Fields in at halftime.
Yeah. Do you have any packages for him? Do you think that
I
know we
already
do have packages.
I'm more meaning like because you've been using him right now as like a fourth yard sneak artist or something. I'm meaning more like
actual.
Hey, like we're bringing you in for a series. We're gonna run the two quarterbacks, and you don't know who's coming in.
You know what? At this point, do it. I want Arthur Smith and company. Throw everything at the wall, and let's see what sticks.
My problem. Here's my problem as a Bills fan right now and a Chiefs hater.
You'd rather play the Steelers.
No. Oh God, no. So here's my problem. I think there is only one other team in this entire in the entire playoffs that can beat the Chiefs outside of the Bills, and it's the Chargers. Just because they're a divisional matchup and they always play them tough. I think they're the one team that can do it. Sorry.
The Steelers win this, and that isn't happening.
If the Steelers win, you guys all get happy because Divorce Bowl's on. But it means that I think the Chiefs the Chiefs get a free win to the Arrowhead Invitational, and we're just suddenly sitting there like, God fucking, like, no matter what we're playing the Chiefs in the conference final, because like I think if the Steelers pull this game off, that's their Super Bowl. 100, like this is their Super Bowl for the year. The emotional release will be that big and that high. They will not get back up next week for this Chiefs game.
But I will say counter offer. 4 or 5 years ago, there was a little team called the Tennessee Titans who shocked the world by beating Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Yep.
And then shocked the world again by beating the reigning MVP in Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
And made it all the way to the conference championship. I'm just saying.
And who did they play in that conference championship?
Well, no. The Chiefs are not the Chiefs in this analogy. The Chiefs are the Ravens in this analogy.
Oh, okay.
So we beat them on the way to the conference. So you know what? We could be this year's Titans. It could happen.
Hey, I'll take being that year's Bills. I'll take being that year's Chiefs, where we beat you guys in the conference.
Well, then it's going to go the other way, and then we be the Chiefs, and then you can't beat us. So there you go. Yeah, picking Pittsburgh, absolutely no confidence. One last time, Steelers, for the love of God, please be Stunks. For the love of God, be Stunks. For me, for my sake, for my blood pressure, please be Stunks.
All right, now I'm genuinely fucking worried about this game. I think we're going to win. I am not. I don't. I think.
The last time the Broncos came to the Bill Stadium.
Well, yeah, I remember that game, but also that was when we had Ken Dorsey as our OC, and
wasn't he fired at that point?
That was the game that fired him.
Yep,
that was the
game that got him fired. After that game, we fired him.
That was the one where he's like beating up the tablet, right?
No,
that was a Miami game.
That was the Dolphins. That was the Dolphins week 3, and that was a season earlier. It was,
the Ken Dorsey beat the tablet game.
Yeah, this game was the one. When we lost to the Broncos, that's when we fired Ken Dorsey.
Yeah,
Okay, I think we're going to win. I'm fairly certain we're going to win. But I think it is going to be a close game. I do not think this is a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. This is going to be, without question, the hardest wildcard game we have had since playing Deshaun Watson and the Texans in 2019. Without question.
We have good defense.
But that's my thing. But we're going up. It's not. You
get to go up against a rookie QB.
We've played good defenses, but we've always played terrible quarterbacks. That's been the thing that we've been able to get away with. Is in the last 5 years, we've played horrific quarterback.
And we don't think Bo Nix is that bad.
I don't think. Look, Our last quarterbacks were we went Skylar Thompson. So we had last season. So we went Mason Rudolph last year, Skylar Thompson the year before. The year before that was Mac Jones, and then the year before, and then the year before that, and then the year before that was
Lamar Jackson.
Was Philip Rivers last
Philip Rivers.
Wow.
So that's been our
that
run.
What a
quite
run.
a run.
Yeah. So Bo Nix, I think, is better than every one of those. Like he's not better than
at their point in their careers.
Philip Rivers' last ever game, he is better than that.
Yes, sure.
That being said, and the other thing is Sean Payton is a very good coach. As much as I don't like him, he is a very good coach and he's very talented. So like I can see like there's a lot around that I'm like, I'm worried about that. I'm worried about our defense. I'm more like there is elements here that I'm worried about, but I also do believe in Josh Allen going God mode, and I think that this is one of those games where he can go God mode, and he will because it's a wild card weekend. He always goes God mode in wild card weekends. So yeah, I'm taking the Bills.
Obviously, Bills. Well, I was taking the Bills.
Bill Nix will make one or two mistakes, maybe not like.
I think Mo Picks is going to make a resurgence.
The other thing, it's funny. This game and the last game, the two, like, so obviously, if the Ravens and the Bills win, they play each other more than likely. Well, actually, no, they do. If they win, they no matter what they play each other.
Yep.
If that happens, like, assuming that happens, and then that game is for the who was the rightful MVP. As wrong as that sounds, that will like the discourse around all of it will be who should have been MVP, despite the fact that it's going to be one of them. It will be whoever win that game should have been the MVP. Mm-hmm. If one of these two teams loses before that matchup, I feel bad for the fans of that franchise because the other side is just going to rub it so much into them about how they weren't the MVP. If the Bills lose this game, I'm not more worried about the Bills losing this game because like I'll suck. It will suck if the Bills lose this game. I don't want to hear it from Ravens fans about how Josh shouldn't have been the MVP. I really don't want to hear it. Like that's my single biggest fear is every time I go on the internet, it's just like Lamar should have been MVP. Lamar should have been MVP. It's like I don't care. I really don't like.
Just
that's what we're playing for right now. It's not that we're playing to play it's not that it's a playoff game and that we're playing to make it to the Super Bowl. We're playing so the fans don't have to hear the bullshit MVP stuff.
Jacob looking at the big picture.
we're playing for pride, goddammit. Stonks for this game. Let's say James Cook.
I don't think his average will be that good, but he'll probably find the end zone.
No. Running
his yards per carry will probably be terrible, but they'll find some way to get him a touchdown.
Yeah, actually, no, right? Yeah.
Not Stonks.
No, I'm gonna say Stonks.
All right, Eric, you're the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Stonk because I think he's not gonna have the greatest yardage, but he's gonna get the end zone.
All right. I'm going to move on to our next game Sunday.
All right, it's a Sunday afternoon.
Oh yes, the potential of Malik Willis versus Kenny Pickett.
The Brazil rematch.
Well, that's the Brazil rematch. And that's the big question. We find out tomorrow because if he doesn't pass tomorrow, he ain't playing. Just straight up because that's the thing. He still hasn't done the tests, and that's the concern. It takes 24 hours to do.
You can still clear it by Friday, but
he has to clear. But
less likely if he does.
He has to start. Well, that's the he has to start the tests tomorrow, and if he can't, he's not playing. And so we're talking about Jalen Hurts is still not out of concussion protocol. I 100% believe he is playing on Sunday. Yes. I will be like 99.99999% certain he is playing. I would bet everything I own that he is playing. I will be shocked if he doesn't. That being said, even if he doesn't play, I think they got a chance. Yeah. Like
You just hand the ball to Saquon 45
That's my
times.
thing. Like
Saquon 50 times.
the Packers blocking the run this season have not been great. Like
Saquon's rested.
and Saquon's rested. Saquon's going to be
Saquon's
mad.
rested and Saquon pissed off because he didn't go for the record.
The Eagles going to win this. Eagles going to win this fairly handedly. I'm sorry, Packers fans, but I think this is.
Especially no Jair, no Watson, and a banged up Love. Yeah, no.
I think this one's. I think I wouldn't like.
And you're playing in Philly.
Yeah, if it was in Lambeau, then maybe
3 weeks ago, I would have been like, "This is I can't wait for this matchup. This is going to be a great matchup." And at this point, it's like, "Nah, Packers are banged up, and I think this is over. This is going to be ugly." And I think this. It really kind of sucks that when this matchup's kind of probably going to suck, and it's going to be one of the worst games of the weekend.
Well, there's always one.
Yeah.
There always tends to be one.
Stunks or not stunks? I'm gonna say. Let's say Dallas Goedert. Let's get interesting.
Sure. Yeah, he came back last game. He looked pretty good. I'll say stonks.
Yeah, stonks.
Yeah.
All right, stonks for Dallas Goedert.
All right.
And Sunday night.
Commanders at Bucks.
This is the game. Not just that. We missed the fight earlier this year. We're getting
if Lattimore's healthy
match now.
Please
be healthy. Because we gotta see Evans v. Lattimore in prime time.
We didn't actually get to mention that earlier in the when we talked about the Saints one. 100%, if Lattimore is on the Saints, he doesn't let Evans get it.
Yes.
So that was
you actually talked about last week. They missed Lattimore.
If you watched that game, if you watched it, the Saints player gave up. Like he went, "Nah, have it." Like he could have stopped him, and I think he was number one. I think he looks at him and just goes, "Have it." Like he's
probably a young player that respects Mike Evans.
Exactly, but that was the thing. Like it was kind of one of those. You know what? No, have it. Like I'm not. This game.
If it was Lattimore, he would have ran straight.
Lattimore ran right to his kneecap.
Would have concussed him probably.
If that happened, Lattimore would have come in and been like, "I don't care if it's a dirty hit. I'm I'm going to make a dirty hit on you. I don't care." So yeah,
we get it.
It's gonna be a big game. I'm going Bucks.
Same. Like we said earlier, why doubt them until further notice?
Yeah, I'm going words I didn't think I would ever say for 5 years ago. I'm taking the playoff experience Baker over the non-playoff experience of Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Although,
I
could see it. I could see it happen.
I could definitely see Commanders.
100% could see it. This is the NFC game that I think has the upset. Actually, no, I don't. No, I don't think this one's what has the upset. I could very much see it happening.
Sure.
But I wouldn't be shocked if it's an upset. But I just don't think it's going to happen.
It's also a massive quality dip between Cliff Kingsbury and Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
So I trust.
And yet one of them
weirdly enough the less experienced one.
And yet the Commanders guy's probably getting the head coach.
Yes.
Goddamn fucking Bears.
And now they get Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, that's true. You as a Lions fan must be very, very you must be sitting there being like, "Don't get Ben Johnson, just go get Cliff Kingsbury, please." I'm begging you.
Honestly, I don't think Ben's leaving this offseason.
I do.
He might not. He might not if he doesn't.
I think it comes down, and it's been reported in multiple places. It's that he wants to go to a place that has stability, and he's not going to get that. He's not going to get that with the Bears.
That's the thing.
He's going to have to yesterday.
I don't think it's the Bears.
I think it's the Patriots.
I think it's
I'll agree to that. I'll agree to the
Patriots. I think if the Patriots go to him and say, "We want you," and he's like, "I want to come here," I think they go there instead of Vrabel. And
they're hiring Pep Hamilton, so stonks for this game. I'm gonna say it, Mike Evans.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. I'm saying not stonks because
I don't think even if Lattimore plays, he's fully healthy.
Not only that, they found something in McMillan. They really have, and they're going him and Bucky Irving at the moment, and that's where they're going a lot of the times. This defense is very gettable over the top. they're gonna so what they're going to do is instead they're going to probably double Evans because it's like, oh, let's go to Evans, who is their better player, and it's what you've been seeing watching Tampa Bay games is because everyone's known they're going to Evans because they want to get him his yards.
The other weapons showing.
The other weapons have all just lit up, and I think, and look, the same. It's not going to happen the exact same way again because obviously now they know, oh, he's not going to the yards don't matter, but it's still Mike Evans. You're not going to not double him. Dan Quinn's defenses can typically you can be got over the top. They're very much a will beat you on the line type of defense. They're not a safety deep defense. I'm gonna say not stonks. I think we look back and we go McMillan's the one who really lit it up.
All right.
It's going to be non-stocks because Lattimore and Evans are going to get in a fight in the first quarter, and they're both going to get
They'll both be ejected.
I'm about to say if Lattimore, I'd start Lattimore just because that's some weird psych out tactic.
No, yeah.
He recently has his worst games against Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah.
Like I said, even if Lattimore could barely move, he's just going to go in there, and Dan Quinn's like, "You're just going to get Mike Evans out of the game."
I got this.
Just get it.
I know my mission.
Get in the hell out of
my
the
mission.
Right.
Sweep the leg.
And lastly, and what should be the game of the week: Vikings at Rams.
Rematch number 3.
I, against my better judgment, given how loud I was last week, I'm going Rams. I'm going Rams. I just think I think the Rams are a good team, and McVay is a very talented head coach. And again, I just the thing that to me, what's going to win this game is who's the better quarterback, and it's that simple. And I think Matt Stafford is. I'm a season away from saying he's a fucking Hall of Famer, but
I think he already is.
I don't think
it's close.
I think
he's really close.
Okay, I think if Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer, Matt Stafford's a Hall of Famer at this point. But I'm very loudly not that Russell Wilson's not a Hall of Famer, so it's kind of one of those. I think that Matt Stafford is the better quarterback out of the two. While obviously the Vikings have the better weapons, Puka is not. I don't think Puka is a massive downgrade from Justin Jefferson. I think the difference between Matt Stafford and Sam Darnold is a lot greater than Justin Jefferson and Puka Nacua. Put it that way. So that's kind of where I'm at this point with this game, and I'm going to go Rams.
I mean, the Vikings to me seem like a team where and Sam Darnold especially seems like the moment's going to get too big for him, and he's going to turn back into Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I'll be the contrarian. I'll pick the Vikings. I believe they're going to be motivated after getting embarrassed. And like you said, Kevin O'Connell will adjust. So. Plus, I need to see Cam Bynum more.
Yeah, I'm going to go Vikings. Aaron Glenn showed the blueprint. But the problem with the Rams is their secondary is not that good. And if Kevin O'Connell is the coach, the coach of the year that he's supposed to be, he'll teach Sam Darnold, well, here's the adjustment, and you'll have better odds against it. Now, the Rams' defensive line is a lot better than the Lions' defensive line, but it's just the other thing is the Rams' offensive line is not as good as the Lions' offensive line, so it gives the Vikings a better chance. Brian Flores to blitz them a lot better.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But
this is probably the closest game of the week.
Oh, this is a toss up. This is 100% a toss up.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, Jared Verse Jared Verse is playing fucking amazing this year. He's been fantastic.
Jacob wants the validation.
No, okay,
I know.
Look, he had the impossible task of, hey, I've got to replace Aaron Donald, and he hasn't. He's come fucking close, not Aaron Donald, but 70% of Aaron Donald is still fucking.
It's still
great.
really good.
I mean, he's still the face of that defense now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what.
In year one. Yeah. Should be fun.
I can't wait for this game. I'm actually annoyed that it's on Monday. Like this should have been in the Sunday night game. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Monday night game. I'm not a fan of Monday night games. I just like Monday nights. Monday night is the palate cleanser. This isn't a palate cleanser game. This is me. This is my fucking dinner. And I've got to wait Monday night.
I gotta wait another day to eat dinner.
It's not dessert. Yeah, it's the entree.
These aren't the bland unseasoned crackers. Well, I mean, kind of them from Minnesota. So maybe they're bland unseasoned crackers. I don't know. But stonks for this one, I'm gonna say Aaron Jones.
No, not him. If they're gonna win, it's not because of Aaron Jones.
Yeah, say not stonks.
I'll say no.
Not stonks.
All right.
And
so that's it. Jacob, your bets for the week.
So I'm actually going to call all 6 games because we're in the playoffs at the moment. There's only 6 games. So here they are. Chargers -2.5, Steelers +9.5, Broncos +8.5, Eagles -5.5, Bucks -3, and Rams +1.5. You might not be able to get these same odds as when I did this yesterday, but yeah. So that's where I'm at right now with these ones. Last week I didn't write it down. Last week I went 1-4. So did not go particularly well.
Did you take the over on the Lions Vikings game?
No. So last week I don't have it written down. So last week I had Browns +18. That didn't
for a while it looked good. But then no.
It looked okay for a while. I had Steelers +1.5. I was so 2 points. I had Patriots +2.5. So that worked out. I had Chiefs +10. Oops.
Whoops. Oh yeah, that was another bad call.
And me thinking
the
Jet. I had Dolphins. I had Dolphins -1. So yeah, that didn't work out.
Well, we'll see what does work out next week. We come back to talk the divisional round. I want to thank Eric for coming on the show today. Where can we find you at?
You can find me on the social at handsome_cheese.
Con?
Twitter at the King Con and on Letterboxd, just logging literally everything.
Jacob.
You can find me pretty much everywhere at Jacob London.
And find me on Twitter, Instagram, ChanceWars_91. And also Blue Sky, ChanceWars_91. And be on the lookout for the Intro by Chance Field Dream episode, was recorded today. It should be dropping either tonight or tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.